Hello my scrappy friends, and a big welcome to my YouTube channel again today. It's Melinda Sweetman with you, and this is my most recent share for Cut to You, and I'm using this super fun Confetti Background cut file to create this page. This is the photo that I'm scrapbooking. It ends up being a little bit smaller than 4x6, and you can see here this is my cut file. I've cut it onto this Bella Boulevard pattern paper. I kind of sized it as big as I could, and I've added in a few random dots at the bottom just to fill that pattern out just a tiny bit more. Off camera, I have used my Big Mama foam tape, which I need to get more of, from SpiegelMom Scraps. I knew that I wanted to pop this onto some beautiful gold glitter cardstock, and I wanted it to have a little bit of dimension. So I used a ton of that tape just to add that onto the back of my cut file. It did take me a little while to peel the backings off, because if you haven't used it, that tape is, the release paper is like super sticky stuff. So if you haven't got any, I do recommend that you get some if you like tape that stays stuck. I have a link in my description box below, and it is an affiliate link. Anytime you buy anything through that is helpful to me, but either way, make sure if you want some of that tape, it's incredible stuff, and definitely worth it. But what I'm doing here, I decided I was going to work with my stash kit. Yes, this is the same kit that I put together last year. I think it was in September. I'll make sure I leave a link for you. And I'm just trying to bust through that kit. I'm still having lots of fun playing with it, so I thought I would jump into it again. I knew I had the gold alphas in there that I could use, and I knew that I had like the single color pattern papers and things like that. So that's what made me choose that particular that kit to play with for this. You can see I have added 2 layers behind my photo. One is a yellow star pattern and one is a vellum pattern. I am using black distress oxide on all of my layers just to like unify them all so it all works cohesively, but also to separate each layer. And I really like how that black brings everything together, especially with that photo having as much black in it as it does. In my effort to bust through some of my stash, I've pulled out my Charms Creations embellishments. I went straight for my yellow stars, and I end up using this one here. It's got a white felt top with silver glitter in it, which I was not sure about using to start with, but then I just went, you know what, I don't actually have a problem mixing the metals, and I think it works fine on this page, so I'm just going to roll with it. This is one of the 6x6 patterns that I had pulled to play with in that kit. This is the Amy Tangerine +1 collection. Who else remembers that? I love it. I still love it. And I've just cut apart some of the little cards. I love that black and white camera print, which is on the left. So you can see I've got 3 here to start with, and you can kind of see I'm starting to build my my layout, like the actual layout of my page here. I knew that I wanted to stamp my title and make it something bold and unique. I've got this Ellie Studio large Jane alphabet stamp, so I'm using the outlines, and I'm also going to use the diagonal and the dies that go with it. I'm using my Stick and Stamp Matte by Brutus Monroe in my Misty, so that if I need to stamp more than once I can. I've just inked that up with my Versa mark, and I'm going to then, I tried to stamp it with all of the bits in, it didn't work very well. So stamp that a couple of times, and then I can gold emboss it. I'm not going to make you watch this whole process, but you can see that there. I'm going to emboss that one on camera so you can see it. I just think it's magic watching it melt and go smooth and shiny. And here's the it's diagonal stripe and also spot, but I decided to go with the diagonal stripe because I thought it was fun and different. I felt like the heart kind of read as a spot on the background paper, so I thought I'd go with the diagonal stripe. So I'm just going to, so you can see here I've stamped some extra of those little asterisks as well. I'm just going to use my little die cutter here and cut all this out. I don't end up using it all, but I do also end up cutting extra blank die cuts. But you can see here I punched some shapes. Here are my little asterisk ones that I thought I would use as embellishments. There's my 10 down there, and you can see I have cut extra 10s as well. But I'm just going to show you these up close, and you can also see that they're three layers, I think. I just wanted to make sure they were nice and sturdy. Then I've got the two 10s, one on either end of my little cluster there. I thought that was a fun way of getting that pattern across the page and kind of emphasizing the 10. This photo was taken on his 10th birthday, which is why I went with the confetti background. You know, let's celebrate, it's fun. Double digits is always exciting. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm sticking everything down here. You can see I have, I found, when I did the labels with that grey pattern paper, which is from Ellie's Studio, I also inked them, and I've included that in my little cluster here. I felt like it just rounded it out nicely, and then I've used some more of the same yellow pattern paper that I used behind my photo, behind that as an extra layer. I am, like I said, inking everything up with the black Soot Distress Oxide and sticking everything in. This is another one of those pieces from the Amy Tan 6x6 paper pad. So excited I got it on, and I'm going to use this for my journaling, which is also very exciting for me. Actually, I don't think everything is stuck down just yet. No, it is. So that is just a weight. I actually use that weight when I'm doing my Coptic book binding, but I've added some foam to the other side, so now I can use it as an actual like paperweight as well. I'm going to move these around a little bit. This is the one frustrating thing about scrapbooking the way that I do, which is not just stick things down. Add my journaling on here. Just saying how much, how excited we are that he's 10 and hope he has a great day, happy birthday my baby, that kind of thing. And then I'm going, so I made sure I stuck my photo down straight. My journaling is going to be straight as well. And then I make sure that those 10s on the end line up straight, and I'm just using a little bit of wet glue. And you can see it, but I mean, it's not super obvious and it doesn't bother me that much. I'm just going to trim this down a little bit, ink it up, and then stick that guy down. And apart from, I think I add in a few sprinkly bits. I've had a very busy couple of weeks, well, week or so since I made this, and I can't remember everything I did. That's right, I added in a couple of extra layers underneath this edge here. But I'm going to make this a bit shorter so I can tuck it in. Making sure I ink that up. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been curling up like the edges of all of my papers as well. I feel like that just adds a bit of interest and texture. So I'm just going to slide that one in under there if I can get it to work. And then I think I add in another layer. I add in these cameras, which just makes my little heart happy because I love this little strip. It's actually like the branding strip from the 6x6 paper pad, from one of the papers in that. You can see I'm trying to sneak that other little bit in somewhere. This has gone straight back into my kit. I didn't get it on anywhere, but that's okay. I'm going to add my title, so 10 years of you, and then I add in some little word strips. These are from Heidi Swap. Making sure I add black ink to those. Getting messages. So you are You are something crazy wonderful. Yes, because that is definitely my child. Crazy wonderful. And then appreciate you, because I do. He's a unique little soul, and I do appreciate having him around. And then so cool. I'm going to add in these yellow stars, which are a different yellow, but I say just add more of the same thing that's a bit different to make it less different and more the same. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to add 3 clusters of 3, a large, medium and small in each of my 3 clusters. And then I do add something else and I can't really remember what. Gosh, it's not very helpful. This page was super fun to create. Do you ever have those where it's just a really super fun page to create for whatever reason? His face makes me smile. That grin on his face is just happy. And it's something fun to document as well. So yeah, super fun page to put together. I've got these yellow puffy hearts by Ellie Studio. That's what else I added. These are again in a different yellow, but like I said, add more of the same color to make it work, and I feel like it does. You can see I'm trying to get these to work, but they just need to be in just the right magical spot. Move this one around. Yay! I do end up using my wet glue to stick all that down, and then I come in with some gold splatter, and that is going to finish my page up. Like I said, this was a super fun page to create. I really did enjoy it. Make sure you pop over to the Cut To You store to pick this cut file up for yourself. I have already cut it again another time to create another layout, which I'm super excited to share with you. So make sure you keep your notifications turned on for that. If you don't already, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button. Give me the thumbs up, leave me some love. I really do appreciate it. And I appreciate the time that you take out of your days and your scrappy time to spend with me. As always, I hope you've enjoyed. If you have any questions, please make sure you drop them in the box below, and I will see you in my next process video. Have a fantastic scrappy day, my friends.